Hello everyone. Let us begin a new chapter in our books. The chapter's name is Introduction to Windows. That is an operating system we have been used for last 2 years. So we already have seen that the computer processes input data according to the instructions, or you can say the programs to generate information. Also we have seen that data and information, that could be anything like letters, numbers, sounds, pictures, videos, can be generated by all the hardwares and softwares. And actually, to run a computer, we need operating system. These all terms have been familiar in the last years. Again, we'll just revise all these things. First of all, software and hardware. We have already discussed, or in last year we have already seen what a hardware is. It can be said that all the parts of computer that can be seen and touched are called hardware. In daily work you use keyboard, mouse, monitor. All these parts of the computers or the devices attached to the computers, that are hardware. We can say the instructions which are needed by a computer to do all kinds of tasks is called software. Actually, we cannot touch or see the software, but we work with the software. The next concept is an operating system. That is the main part, or you can say the software which helps us or which helps the computer to run is called an operating system. And a new concept that is included here in Windows, we can say the graphics, pictures, and symbols produced by a computer are called graphics. So these concepts are already heard by us and we are familiar with them. The next and most important thing, that is operating system. So we know that computer works on given data, or you can say the raw data, raw information that is provided by a user according to user's needs. On receiving data from input devices, the CPU sends the raw data or information to the memory unit. The data is then saved by CPU to temporary memory. The information is generated and sent to memory unit again, and at last computer gives necessary instructions to send the information from the memory unit to the output devices and storage devices. So we can see that these all tasks are done in a fraction of seconds. These all tasks are done in a proper sequence also. There is an operating system which works for all these tasks getting done by a CPU. There are special commands or instruction sets to perform all these tasks in a sequence. A series of such programs that are used to operate a computer is called an operating system. We can say in our daily work, we also use a kind of operating system, which means suppose we are going to do a tasks for these all tasks, we get ready and then we do the task. Likewise, computer also work with a proper sequence, and the sequence or the commands for that operating is followed by the operating system. The operating system controls all the hardware, the it commands and controls all the inputs and output devices. We can say in short, an operating system organizes and controls a computer. Suppose you have typed a document. For that, you are using keyboard and mouse, keyboard for typing data and mouse to control your mouse pointer. And if you want to check the spellings, for that our computer will use the operating system which can interpret the commands and then search for the computer memory for software which checks the spellings. When the software is found, the operating system sends it to the memory of the computer. The CPU will read and the software will correct the spellings in your document. These all tasks are done in fraction of seconds again, as the set of instructions already ready in the background and it is working in a very speed. Now the most familiar word, that is Windows. Whenever we start our computer, we see the screen that is displaying this word. Microsoft Windows is the most used and a popular operating system that is very user friendly as it uses graphical interface. So we have seen that the pictures and symbols produced by a computer are called as graphics. These graphics makes us to remember all the commands. The Windows is very user friendly as it uses graphical interface, which means using relevant pictorial graphics or thumbnails for commands which make us to remember the commands. The features of Windows can be said as: when we use Windows, we can work with many programs at a time. It means if you want to draw a picture in Paint application, you can keep Paint window opened. At the same time, you can work with calculator, you can work with WordPad or Notepad, you can listen to the music. These all tasks can be done in separate windows, and if you don't want them on the screen but you want to keep them active, you can minimize the screen, you can minimize the window and then work with the another application. So each program opens in separate window in Windows operating system, which makes it more user friendly to work with different application or to use in a multitasking manner. The commands in Windows are shown in forms of tools or pictures. As we have seen that Windows use graphical interface, it means all the pictures and commands, all the tools are given in a graphical manner so that user need not to remember syntaxes for commanding. The options used frequently are grouped together for better access. In offices or in schools, colleges, at our home, we use few commands daily, or we can say some commands can be used frequently. So these frequent use commands are grouped together as we need not to go to the menus again and again, which can save our time. So for the better access, Windows uses this strategy to group the frequently used options. Also, Windows is very useful for the security of our data. We can say that no danger of losing unsaved data is here in Windows. Always, whenever you are going to get out of your application, Windows will ask you to save the changes made in your documents or in your applications. Before closing your application, you can save the changes made in your application or data. In some applications, there is an autosave option available for the security of our data. Now, the most useful thing in Windows, that is the use of mouse. For commanding the computer, for commanding the CPU, we use mouse, that is the input device. When we use mouse, we point a thing, we point a command, which means placing the mouse pointer over an icon or a tool. On the screen, different kinds of tools are given. If you want to operate or you want to choose that point, choose that option, you can just click on that option. This is the mouse pointer moving on the screen. Suppose I want to point this, I will just move the mouse pointer, that is called as pointing. So to show what you want to show to the viewers or user, it is very useful to operate a mouse or to use the mouse. Next thing is click. To press and release a mouse button is called click. The left click. To click the left mouse button is called as left click. Generally, we use the left mouse button mostly or frequently, so it is also called only click. Mouse has two or more buttons, the left button and the right button, and in between there is a scroll wheel. The left button is called click, and then the right button is used, which is called the right click. The left button is used for frequently opening or choosing the options on the screen, and the right click is used to open the properties or extra options of the tool or any kind of application. Whenever a user wants to open an application, it the user uses the double click. It means to click the mouse button quickly twice. And the next option, that is drag. If you want to select a particular area or a particular region of the screen, we hold the mouse left button and move the mouse without releasing the button, and after selecting the whole data or whole screen, we release the mouse button. That is called as drag. Now this is the desktop. you can see the whole screen is called as desktop, which includes icons on the left side. These can be also placed to the right side. You can change the position of the icons as per your need. The pictorial representation of programs can be said as icons. We can see a taskbar that is located at the bottom of the screen. This is the taskbar where your active programs are lying. Also, on this taskbar, you can see a start button here. The start button is a gateway to enter any program. Also, you use the start button to shut down, log off, log in, and restart your computer. Here you can see the date and time, which can be changed accordingly. Date and time can be changed according to the internet connections also. This is the mouse pointer, which is very familiar to us. This is all for today. We'll see Windows other options in the next few lectures. Good day.